Hey, what's going on, guys? Alex here with Ryan, and we're bringing you this week's fishing report. Now, Ryan, let's get started with a couple reminders for everybody out there.
Yeah, so first and foremost, rockfish season, trophy season is coming up May 1st to the 15th. That is a Monday, May 1st. So getting out there trolling for those big trophy rockfish, hopefully getting some. Make sure over 35.
One per person.
Yep, one per person. And then I know, what else we got?
Well,
Perch fishing, catfishing.
Yep, so typical stuff right now, the things we can target rockfish this past week. A lot of reports of people catching catfish out of, Chesapeake, Sandy Point, Fort Smallwood Park, a lot of those mid-sized catfish. You're starting to see more and more perch mixed in when you're using bloodworms and night crawlers out there.
Yeah.
So those perch, are pretty much moving out to the main bay now, getting ready for this, summertime that is we're coming up, your typical spinnerbait and all that.
Yep.
We'll be picking up here in the next few weeks. Other than that, Kent Narrows has been really hot for those perch, I guess, moving through there.
Yeah.
Remember, you can't keep any rockfish or target them now, but once we start up on your, trophy season, you can catch and release there.
Yes.
So make sure to keep an eye on your regulations and remember that trophy season, it's pretty much applicable to the main stem of the bay only, not your, rivers and creeks and all that. That won't open up until June 1st.
Yes.
So,
and if you guys aren't sure, let it go. I mean, it's always better to, if you're not sure, let it go.
Exactly. Just keep an eye on that. Other than that, once again, we have a couple reports of like speckled trout showing up in the Tangier area, Lower Eastern Shore, anywhere from Hoopers down. You can find some of those fish. It's a red hot no. This is just the start of it now.
Yeah.
So if you're getting out there, I will say, it's still in the early stages of it, but it will continue to get better as we go on until May. Yeah. Other than that, we have pretty much guys going out there and bycatching once again in that lower section, even some small size, perch and some red drum here and there as you get closer to the Virginia line. So that will continue to get better as we speak here in the next few weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we also have Ocean City, so some of your coastal fisheries. Back Bay, Ocean City, we have rockfish as always. It's open year-round down there, so people have been catching them. That's 28 and over. But you've been catching tog down there. Flounder aren't starting quite yet, but that's one thing that you're going to get in there when the water warms up. But yeah, tog and rockfish right now. And then I know some of your buddies have been fishing on the surf. Yeah, surf
fishing wise, that's actually been pretty decent. I wouldn't say red hot either, but if you're on the Maryland side of Chesapeake, people are catching some black drum still. By catching a few big rockfish. I've seen a couple pictures of some guys catching fish up to like 45 inches just with sand fleas while they're trying to catch black drum, and a couple bluefish here and there. Nothing consistent yet. And once you get down to the southern tip of Chesapeake on Chincoteague side, your fishing continues to get better with more black drum. We saw the first redfish being caught out of Chincoteague this past week, and a mix of stripers. So remember, we have some weather coming in this week. Don't be afraid though. I mean, you just got to be able to hold. But that fishing will continue to probably stay good as we speak here in the next few weeks. We'll continue to see hopefully some more bluefish show up.
Yeah.
I know, like you were saying, in the back basin, Route 50, also seeing some guys catching some of those big shad going into the back bay area. So there's a mix of things, just a matter of getting out there and trying things out.
Right, yeah, and then kind of moving into freshwater, I mean, you still have snakehead around. It's cooling off a little bit, so they might be a little less active, but moving into the month of May, they should really, really heat up. I know you were catching some, right, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, you're starting to see a lot of changes with this weather patterns getting a little bit cooler. I mean, this past week, we've been fish pairing up pretty much ready to, mate and whatnot, which is a little bit early than we expect, but that should help to, cool things down with this next week being a little bit cooler, but I think everything's a little bit ahead of schedule, so we probably will have an early spawn this year, so keep an eye on that. And then of course we got the last stocking of trout, I believe a few days ago, so that's it for your trout stockings for the year. So get out there and take advantage of that on some of those areas that they just recently stocked. And besides that, the shad fishing continues to get better up in the Susquehanna, and in the Potomac, it's actually kind of like winding down now.
It is winding down a little bit. I was there earlier this week. They were definitely still pulling some out of there, but not quite as consistent as 2 weeks ago.
So if you're looking to do that, I will say definitely go on the Conowingo Dam. And you're catching a mix of like snakeheads, bass, smallmouth bass, all kinds of things. So definitely check that area out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep, and that's it for your fishing report, guys. And we'll see you guys next week.